Central bank digital currencies are here. Why central bank digital currencies? CBDCs? Well, central banks, federal reserves, they don't want to get replaced by that storm. What's that storm? Bitcoin. Today, we get to talk about what's going on in that space and how CBDCs will impact how governments and citizens interact globally. Let's go. Champion.
Double up.
Yes, sir.
STAKK Nation, welcome back to the channel. Another beautiful one.
Yes, sir.
From what I understand, there's been some testing. Have you?
We've had several videos letting you guys know that it's coming. Well, it's at the door now. It knocked on the door a couple of times. They did some testing this past week. And guess what? Testing was successful.
Do you ever think sometimes that the West is running a high risk of becoming Chinese-like?
Are we running the risk, or are we already Chinese-like?
Well, you know, hey. They say don't blow holes on the ship that you're on. So I would tread carefully.
Yeah.
Yes.
Look at me being a loudmouth on social media before they come after me.
Listen, man. The Fed completes the first test with digital dollar releases. What's going on here, man? I mean, we know this CBDC thing has been coming for a while. We've been speaking about it for the longest of times. But it seems like people are asleep, man. Do you ever get that feeling?
That's the unfortunate thing. Cause we are the weirdos in our community, because we're not sitting down watching football, basketball all day. Know the latest rapper and the latest musician.
Yeah.
We focus on what really matters. Providing, building for our families, getting the information out there to you guys. Just doing day-to-day research, trying to provide some product and services as well. And when you tell people, they don't even care. Like, I just have my money, I work and I spend the money. They don't understand what's going on outside of that.
Absolutely. Now, so what this situation here, at least in this article, we see that on Friday, November 4th, right, the U.S. Federal Reserve completed the first test of Project SEDA. Right. The initiative was testing a central bank digital currency. Sorry, my reading is a bit jacked off today. Wow. That is okay. Never mind. Let's just carry on. We'll cut that part. Right? So the New York Innovation Center, NYIC, in partnership with the Bank for International Settlements. If you know the Bank of International Settlements, man, these people come from the devil's cave itself. Horrible people. You should spend some time looking at their policies. These people have essentially exempted themselves from any law, any rules that exist anywhere on earth. It's insane.
A private institution that has no rules that touches them.
When I read that document, I was just sitting there like, really? Because this is how I felt. Like I'm a free human being who came into this world without your rules. But
they own you. They say they own every single law.
Listen, man. I think Bitcoin has a couple surprises for them. This is what happens before regimes fall. They struggle to maintain power, but they've already lost the grip on this thing, right? The New York Innovation Center, in partnership with the Bank of International Settlements Innovation Hub, carried out its first phase and highlighted the potential for digital assets and blockchain technology to improve legacy payment rails. That would be the SWIFT system.
Yes, sir.
I would say this is something they would have never done unless Bitcoin kind of, shook them
Came
up
around
a
the
little
corner.
bit, right? And so now here they are trying to catch up. It's late.
Yeah.
The test was live for a 12-week period and leveraged blockchain technology to settle a transaction on a simulated FX market, foreign exchange market.
They're always
The
beating
current
around the bush,
phase.
bro. They're
What's
always
that?
beating around the bush.
Oh, they always are.
Why not just use Bitcoin? Why you have to use Bitcoin-like technology?
Yeah, They always- because man, they don't want to, they don't want to give it up. It is very evident, man. This is why I say everything they're doing right now is just running behind. They cannot catch up. It's just Bitcoin has won, in my view, of this thing. Because unless we want to see another multiple years of oppression through digital assets or CBDCs,
Yeah.
as I want to call it, this cannot fly.
Well, they said they use the UTXO ledger, which is kind of similar to the ledger
the
technology that
unspent
Bitcoin uses. Yeah.
Yes. So they use a same unspent transaction ledger used
Yeah.
by the Bitcoin blockchain.
Yeah.
Because Bitcoin is the real thing.
Yep.
And so the current phase of the project is focused on a wholesale application, which is also something that this wholesale versus retail CBDCs, it's a different thing, dude. I think I'm going to just explain it to you how I understand it and to everyone out there. And maybe I could be wrong. So you guys let me know, because from the way it goes, when we look at the wholesale CBDCs, this is CBDCs that are being used by major institutions to transact internationally.
Banking
And then
institutions.
you have your retail CBDCs, which is for the, everyday person. When I read the thing, what came to my mind is we are going to have separate money from you so that when it's our friends doing crazy things, it's under control. We got it. But at any point in time, your money is going to be different from ours so that at any point in time, we can wreck you guys and do whatever we want to do with that money. I don't want to use separate money from the banks. Is how I see that, right? I think we should all be on the same standard, on the same currency. Unless they're trying to say that they are different human beings than we are.
Boom. That's what I was just about to say. Back to the old Animal Farm joke that we had the other day. The fact is that they're creating two systems of people. Just like we have the accredited investors right now. They've already done that. With Bitcoin, you don't need you don't need to be an accredited investor to invest in Bitcoin. But what they're now doing now with CBDCs is that, I'm an institution, I want to move money across borders. We have our own wholesale system that, boom, I can move it, zero transaction fees, or almost no transaction fees because I'm using a Bitcoin-like technology. Why not just use Bitcoin and get off that crap? And then making it worse now is that, guess what? We will give you guys just retail CBDCs. We can shut you down if you don't follow our rules. They've done that with the truckers in Canada. They're doing that all over Asia right now. China already implemented it.
Yeah.
And we said at the beginning of the video, are we trying to be like China? We already kind of like China if we implement CBDCs. CBDCs is not American.
It's not. It's not. America is about freedom, greatness. I think that's why we're all here. That's why people are flocking to this country every day. If it starts becoming a place that would infringe on people's freedoms in this manner, as they already have been trying to, right? You have this whole cancel culture now where people, get canceled for saying anything. Then, hey, maybe it's time to go back, recalibrate, and reassess the direction of things. You're creating a technology here that has some significant issues with it, but they're not discussing these issues. You just keep pushing the positive sides of it. Meanwhile, there's already something that provides freedom. Everything that America represents, right? Freedom, the right to hold your own value and all of that stuff like that.
Own property without the
go on
government
and on
just
about
seizing it.
right? But they will go and say things like, it's going to be help with more efficient cross-border payment. Bitcoin does that. Cheaper transaction fees. Bitcoin does that. So what are we talking about here? Why do we need
Control.
CBDCs?
Control.
You know, hey, I hope a lot of people see this. And here's the thing, okay? I know that multiple times on the show I've said people are lazy, okay? But I think
You're lazy. Push
yeah,
the like button.
I'll add to this. I would say I think people are lazy onto the point where they need to react. People
Push
are
the
lazy,
wall.
but people are not stupid. That's
Yeah.
for sure. And I think when people, when things start going very wrong,
Yeah.
right, people will always rise to the top. I have faith in humanity.
Question though is that would people know when they've been pushed against the wall?
They will know. They will know because they
I
have
guess
something
COVID was
to
a good
compare it
example.
to. Once upon a time, I was able to roll up to the gas station and buy what I want. Once upon a time, I was able to get on Twitter and say whatever I want and still be able to show up to work, and my life was fine. But now, because I made this post on Twitter, my bank account has been frozen. That is not normal.
And all the
You can
corporations
tell
have
that
canceled
you're
you.
being, right? My hard work has been taken away from me by someone I don't know. You're going to feel that. That's not something that is like just virtually, because all of these things they're talking about is going to have real life, materialized effects on your life. You know? So these are the reasons why I think this thing will not work out. Because I don't think you can contain all of humanity in this manner. People have tried it before, and we saw it fail. Because at the end of the day, no matter how people want to, I get it that we live in an environment where people's morals have relaxed significantly because there's not a lot of danger going on.
Convenience.
There's a lot of convenience, exactly. But at the point when that convenience starts getting taken away from you, you will feel anger. This is human nature. And I think that elites tend to forget this type of stuff. How are you going to convince people? Look at China. They've had these people under control for a while. But I think we all know that they're protesting right now. How long can the government keep stuff like that under wraps? You know what I'm saying? So in the end, everyone loses in that situation, because if there's now chaos, then no one is winning. So this is why I think something like this, it's not going to work out long term, at least. Your thoughts?
I'll keep it simple. If you're still watching, come on. Don't be lazy. Like, subscribe. Don't fall for that CBDC madness.
Yeah, it's it makes me sad, man. It makes me sad, but at the same time, I feel very confident because I have hope in humanity. I always say that. People may be lazy, but people are definitely smart. You know?
Remember that guy with the American flag that said, "You join
Yes,
the
I
U.S.
want
Army.
Exactly.
You don't sign up for the CBDCs."
Yes, you do not sign with CBDCs, man. Yeah, and it's. I think there's another video about this as well, which we'll check out.
Yeah.
Until next time, ladies and gentlemen, Brazen out.
00.
Hey.
Out.